Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Olga is here. For those of you who haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the bell as well to get the latest notifications about the videos I post out there for you guys. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the samples that you get from Sephora, whether it be because you have collected enough points or because you just stepped into Sephora and asked to get a sample. I'm going to cover differences between like JCPenney Sephora and differences with regular Sephora, like standalone Sephoras. And I'm going to also talk about what I do like in certain samples from Sephora, what I dislike. So these are primarily the topics I'm going to be talking about. Now, first I'm going to start with the good stuff. Do I like the fact that you can go into Sephora, ask for a sample? You don't have to buy anything. They will always give you a sample, that nobody's going to give you a weird look or anything. That's great. I do appreciate that because there's times when I want to try a high-end product and I don't want to go ahead and spend $100 on it or something, commit to it, then feel like I have to return it or something and feel bad about that. So instead I would just ask for a sample. So even if you don't have points, even if you don't shop at Sephora, even if you are not a beauty insider, you can always go into Sephora and ask for a free sample, and they're usually really generous with the amount that you get because the samples I get last me like several days. So that's actually really nice. Also, the same thing applies to perfumes. If you want to try a certain perfume, you can ask a Sephora employee and they will give you a sample. The same applies to regular standalone Sephora as well as the JCPenney Sephora. Let's talk about the samples you can get if you qualified. What I have discovered, and this is actually pretty exciting, is that JCPenney Sephoras as well as the standalone Sephoras, of course, will once you hit 500 points or something, you qualify for one of their prepackaged sample boxes. And that's very exciting. But this is what's even more exciting. JCPenney Sephora offers way better prepackaged sample boxes than standalone Sephora. At least this is what I have noticed lately. Maybe it's been different in the past. And they're not always the same, meaning let's say you qualify for 500 points and you're shopping in JCPenney Sephora and they're offering you a sample. Let me just get the box that I have right here. When I was buying the Urban Decay collection Born to Run, I had qualified for one of their 500 point gifts, and this is what was offered at JCPenney Sephora. They were also offering yesterday the sample set if you qualify for 500 points of the Kat Von D. That one I gave to my mother. There was some setting powder. I really liked that. And there were some like gel liners and things like that. I do like when you get samples like that. Why I like these types of boxes versus the samples you get that look like these, which is also from Sephora. This one I actually tried. This is by Tata Harper, and this is a resurfacing mask. And what we have here is you get your primer for your face, you get like a liquid eyeshadow, you get mascara, you get lipstick, and you get a setting powder. So I'm going to open this up and we're going to take a look what it all looks like. I do like these types of boxes. I also asked a JCPenney Sephora employee, I said, well, this is actually quite exciting because I didn't see the standalone Sephora's offering samples like that. And they said that oftentimes JCPenney seems to have different boxes, because I was in standalone Sephora just the other week and what they are offering for 500 points is like, you know, it was not really that exciting. For instance, this is the loose powder you're getting. It's quite a substantial packaging. I mean, look at that. What I like to say, you get a real sample. It's not like you get one of these little tiny things. You can't really do anything with it, but you get a real sample. This is quite a substantial amount of powder. Definitely always don't be shy. Don't forget to ask if you have collected enough points, and they actually will look at your Beauty Insider points and they will tell you, hey, you qualified for one of our kits, sample kits. Would you like to take advantage of that? Even if you think like you don't need any of that stuff or you think you already have a setting powder, you can like always gift it to your friend or a family member. I have a friend and I'm like totally going to be offering her some of the stuff. And this is not a bad sample, nothing to sneeze at. Look at how much powder you're getting. This is like a mini product. You know, I do like when samples actually come in real packaging, in real boxes. You can actually take advantage of using them. So here you have a Makeup Forever mascara. That's what the wand looks like. And to me, this is actually almost like a perfect size, because mascaras do not last. They will only be good for 6 months. And this can actually give you, if you are not using makeup frequently, but you want to have mascara, sometimes having samples like that is actually better, because you use it, you're done with it, you move on. You know, you don't have to feel bad because you wasted the product. This is the lipstick you are getting. So this one is quite dark. Let me swatch it for you. But if you like really like plum or dark black cherry colors, that would be a good choice. And again, if you don't like it, you can always gift it to a friend or a family member. I find that really helpful. So what do I have right here is step 1, and this is their primer. So I already have the primer on my face. I have foundation, but I'm going to just squeeze some out. Oh, and let's see here. And it actually doesn't have a bad smell to it. A lot of times I don't like trying different primers is because they have like a lot of scent to them. And for example, just to give you an idea, so this is the sample of Yvette Saint Laurent primer, blurring primer. And this primer, it does have a very sweetly perfumey scent to it. If you're one of those people who prefer primers that do not have a scent, but you do want a smoothing primer, this seems to be like a good option. Like, and especially this one is in a full size, it's like $50. Very expensive primer. I don't know if I would actually bite a bullet and buy YSL primer. It's just easier to say YSL, because I just don't know if I can justify spending $50 on a primer, even though that one is a delicious primer and smells good. This one doesn't have a scent, and like I said, again, this is a really decent amount of product. There is one more product in here. So this is like a liquid eyeshadow. There you have it. I don't know if you can tell, but like right here, I had swatched this product, liquidy type of creamy eyeshadow base that you can use, and then maybe you can pack some shimmer on top of that. These are what I consider good, honest samples. Like now I'm going to be talking about samples that I absolutely despise, and how they package them I despise. I don't like the way they come. When I was buying stuff from Sephora online, a couple of days ago, they were doing, if you spend $35, you can qualify for this sample kit right here. I'm going to overlay the email that I got about this. I don't think that they're offering this still, but I'm going to see. If they are offering it, great. If not, well, if you feel like you've missed that, don't feel bad. I personally do not like what I got here in this kit. I don't want to appear ungrateful. By all means, getting more samples of products to try that I haven't tried is always a good thing. But at the same time, I kind of feel like, what is this? This is the only decent sample that I got. This is by Tarte. This is a liquid lipstick. It has a very minty smell to it. It's kind of similar to Marc Jacobs glosses because it smells like mint. I personally think that this is a really good sample. If you want to try something like this, if you're not sure about the color, I already happen to have one of these. Do I have it in a different color? Yes, so this one is mine. So this one is going to be going to my friend. But this is what I have received in the rest of these samples. So all of them come as cards, and I just absolutely do not like that. I don't like when my samples are on a card. Like this is from Buxom. These are the lipsticks. I'm just not going to be ever using that. It's just not something that I can enjoy. I don't appreciate samples like that. And I'm not trying to be ungrateful. I am absolutely grateful that I get to try products that I haven't tried before. I actually have tried these, and I have reviewed these lipsticks on my channel. So definitely, since I have already been through this, I'm going to gift it to someone, or like give it to someone to try. but I do not appreciate this packaging. To me, this is like, you gave me a sample, really? That's not a sample. This is a sample, you see right there. So if they wanted to give me something like real, for you qualify for, because you spent $35, give me samples that actually I can use and enjoy. This is really hard to store. Once you open something like this, I don't even know if like you use it once, or are you supposed to like use them all at the same time, just swatch them and see if you like them. That's just not a sample you could actually use. Like, this is what I feel. If you guys have a different opinion, that's totally okay. I understand that some people, maybe some people like when samples come like these. I do find that the colors are pretty, but again, I don't even want to mess with that. And then there is a sample like this, like, this is what you get by Tarte, and this is the blush. So you're supposed to what, take this off, and then there's a little bit of the product and you put it on your cheeks. Yeah. A new Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer, and this is by Clinique. That's the sample. Shimmer and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow, and this is by Stila. I happen to have some of their eyeshadows already. So these are these guys right here, and they are giving you 3 colors right here. These bumps actually are a little bit bigger, deeper, so I think that these are a little bit better in terms of samples. This is kind of more exciting, but when they give you foundation in this, like, this is not enough to cover the postage stamp on my face. So, and the same goes for like concealer. The eyeshadow, that's okay. It's a little bit less real estate than the entire face. So this is the qualifying, you know, sample pack you get if you spend $35. And this kind of gives you an idea. If you missed out on it, don't feel bad. I wouldn't. Just the way they presented this pack, to me, that's just not really a real sample. But what I do like about shopping online at Sephora, when you get to the basket, they show you the samples you can pick up when you have certain points. And I do like picking up some of their perfumes. Like, I would have never considered going to Sephora and just randomly grabbing like a perfume that I have never tried and just, oh, let me have this one. I mean, I probably would try them, like try to smell them and see if I want a sample. But again, like, this brand I have never tried before, and it's called Commodity, and this is the bergamot. And oh my goodness, I absolutely love this. If you guys, if there's any one of you out there who loves tea, Earl Grey, or like bergamot type of scents, this is fantastic. This is such an unusual smell. I tend to like stay away from most of the perfumes these days because, especially in summer, a lot of times I'm noticing a lot of sweet scents, and I just don't like sweet perfumes. Like, I want to sometimes go for like Gucci or Prada or something, but I stay away from them because they are all sweetly. They're just, I don't know, it's just, they're so sweet, especially like in summer, if it's muggy environment and if it's high humidity. You know, the worst thing that I can like think of is like all of my own smell, like my own sweat and stuff, would be mixing up with that sweet perfume. That would be just a horrifying experience. So I tend to gravitate towards like cool scents and like unisex type of perfumes. I tend to like men colognes more. I mean, like, I wouldn't wear a man cologne, but I tend to sample them like, oh yeah, I love that. I just don't like sweetly sticky, sugary scents. But this one, it's sort of like in between. There is some sweetness to it, but it's not, you know, sweetly and sugary. So I would definitely recommend, either if you shop on Sephora online, if this is still offered, or if you can like step into the store, I would recommend trying this. Ask them for a sample. They'll be sure to give it to you. Now in JCPenney, like I told you, the differences, right? I said I would cover some differences. So these would be the differences with like standalone Sephora versus JCPenney. There could be differences in terms of perfumes that they carry, simply because JCPenney Sephoras are smaller than standalone big Sephoras. So when I went there yesterday, I asked for a sample for my mom. They said that they just don't have it. And they were genuinely sorry, because people were coming in and saying, oh, can we try Commodity perfume and all of that. they didn't have it. So that would be kind of one of those differences. The other difference is if you bought something at JCPenney Sephora and you want to return it, you cannot take it. You cannot take it to the standalone Sephora, I believe. No, I have it backwards. Okay, let me try this again. If you bought something at a standalone Sephora and you want to return it to the JCPenney Sephora, you can't. You have to go to a standalone Sephora. It doesn't have to be the same standalone Sephora, but it has to be a standalone Sephora. They just kind of have it separated like that. Also, in terms of the sample boxes. So if you have qualifying points, like if you have 500 points, you get to be offered, I feel these days, slightly better sample boxes from JCPenney Sephora versus standalone Sephora. Like lately, the standalone Sephora had those like pins, like unicorn pins, or like some of their sample boxes just don't excite me. I'm like, I'll be saving my points. Thank you very much. And then I step into JCPenney Sephora and they offer me like Kat Von D sample kit if you have 500 points, or you get Makeup Forever sample. It's like, wow, yeah, I'm certainly going to grab that because these are usable samples. Like I want to have samples that are like these, like miniature products, and that's what I prefer. Even if you don't shop at Sephora, even if you're not beauty insider, you don't have to be. None of these things are necessities or anything. These are nice things, but they're absolutely optional. Like you totally don't even have to be a member at Sephora, like Beauty Insider. You can step into any Sephora, JCPenney Sephora, or you can step into a standalone Sephora and ask for as many samples as you want to try. If you want to try Drunk Elephant Behydra, or you want to try Sunday Riley Good Jeans, and you don't necessarily want to spend your money on it, you just want to try it for yourself, do that, absolutely. And like perfumes, the same thing. They will give you as many samples as you ask for. You will walk out of there feeling like a queen without spending a buck, and you would have a good amount of samples. That's what I like about Sephora. So with all of that said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and I will see you all in my next video. I love you. Bye.